Hello, everybody. Today we'll be reacting to the futuristic art, the retrofuturistic art of Angus McKie, how do, however you pronounce this name, by the YouTube channel Art Shudder. Listen, I will leave a link in the description to his video, so you can also give it a so you can when you're done you can go and give it a like and subscribe to his channel. All right, now without further ado, let's get started.
Imagine a future that isn't gray or depressing, but a technicolor explosion, giant spaceships covered in psychedelic typography, and alien worlds that look straight out of a fever dream.
Yeah, usually nowadays, whenever modern art depicts the future, it's all very industrialized, sterile, gray, and quite depressing. And when I look back at how artists used to depict the future in like the 70s, 80s, like something like the cartoons of the Jefferson, that's something like I always like how they would depict it, how the future will be like. And I really hope that someday we can all go back to designing a future like that isn't so depressing, so like the cyberpunk stuff. And I understand it looks like we're heading to a cyberpunk time kind of future where the rise of AI and that's sort of starting what corporations like incentivizing society to and lobbying for policies that just make life worse for all of us. But I do believe there is grass on the other side. So you just have to keep optimism and you just have to hope for the best. But let's not get into politics and stuff like that. This video is just let's learn about this artist from the past.
In the late 1970s, while cinema was giving us the darkness of Alien or the gritty realism of Star Wars, a British artist decided the future should be painted in a completely different way. His work defined the aesthetic of the
And just look at this. Look at this range of colors. This complementary colors between blue and orange is really nice and it really and it really is. How do I say this? It's a it's a very vivid picture. A very is this actually looks like a future I want to live in. Contrary to things like, let's say, Cyberpunk 2077. Uh, Sorry, for Cyberpunk fans, but you- sorry for Cyberpunk fans, but like it really looks that kind of future. And that's something I want to live through. Let's not give I'll try to make the best to get technical stuff, to get technical commentary when I can, but I'm not really good on colors. All I can say right now is that there's a really nice range of complementary colors, like all the all the blue blues from the slightly darkest blue to lightest blue, complementing against the orange in the sky. It's re- and really it makes it and this right here is going to really good separation from foreground, middle ground, and background, where the background is blending in with the orange sky in the sky and the sky and the most let's see like and really the focus is right here on the middle in this also this yellow truck right here that really captures your attention. It really captures your attention right here and makes your eyes goes to the middle ground that is the center focus of attention of the picture.
legendary heavy metal magazine, shaped the 1981 cult animation film, and permanently changed sci-fi conceptual art.
Come
Yet, his
sorry I
name
got
often
I'm sorry I got a little distracted. Let me go back just a little bit.
The aesthetic of the legendary heavy metal magazine shaped the 1981 cult animation film and permanently changed sci-fi conceptual art. Yet, his name often remains in the shadows.
Master of psychedelic future.
Welcome back. Today we are diving into the mind, the airbrush, and the ink of Angus McKie, one of the most.
That is a very caricature face. Very caricature face.
Influential yet strangely underrated illustrators from the golden age of British science fiction. To understand his impact, we have to travel back to mid-70s England, a time when paperback book cover designs and comic books were undergoing an artistic revolution, driven by a group of creators who rejected traditional art. McKie didn't just paint spaceships, he created technological artifacts that possessed an unparalleled three-dimensional plastic beauty. How did a young art student manage to contribute to the pop design of the future? Let's find out.
And look at this. This is sick. This is the kind of futuristic artwork I like to see. The shapes are very dynamic and the and so basically the design looks like some and it like the design of the vehicle also contribute to the dynamism like not just the slashes the slash effects on the atmosphere around the car. It's just the design itself contributes to the effect that this is a moving vehicle.
Long before he was painting star cruisers, Angus McKie was just a quiet boy growing up in mid-century England, fascinated by the rapidly changing world around him. Born in Newcastle upon Tyne, his childhood was soundtracked by the hum of post-war industrialization and the dawn of the space race. Like many kids of his generation,
Yeah, there's something I've been thinking about. Like, I think a lot. This is just my assumption, my personal opinion, but my old conclusions. But like, I think about a lot of the I think about the pictures of how we are just a lot of the pictures of the future are influences by the time just influenced by the artist's personal style and philosophies as much as the time the time period they were working in. Like back in the I think that back in the day things were more optimistic and more optimistic. You know, people have a more optimistic outlook of the future. Right now, with the economy and stuff like that, a lot of like I said at the beginning, with a lot of corporate bull crap. Bull crap. A lot of people don't seem to have a very positive outlook on the future, and I think that's also influences in the kind of sci-fi and art and futuristic art people are putting in a lot of industrial wastelands and apocalypse stuff like that. And I really think instead of focusing on the best of the future, we should be focusing on the good possibilities, on the good outcome, instead of just hyperfixating on the problems we had now, and now how they're never gonna be faced. Instead, focuses on how what would it look like if we actually fix those problems, and then from there and from there work in how to fix those. Um, I'm getting this. I'm getting sidetracked about that. So, I guess let's just continue.
his gateway into art wasn't classical museums, but the vibrant, cheap ink of British comic books. He spent his school years filling the margins of his notebooks with sketches of futuristic machinery, planes, and alien landscapes. Recognizing his raw talent, he eventually enrolled at the Newcastle College of Art and Industrial Design. It was here, during his formal school years, that the magic happened. He was exposed to commercial graphic design principles and, crucially, discovered the airbrush, a tool normally reserved for industrial retouching, but one that McKie would weaponize for high art. His big breakthrough came with the
And I commented, and I tell about a little bit about that you guys would like to know. I had a man when I was working as a like caricature artist. I had a manager who worked with art airbrush painting, and he told me it was very difficult to control. So the fact that he is able to do this kind of artwork with the airbrush is insane. The kind of dexterity and skill you must have and patience to do this is absolutely is not pun intended, not pun intended, out of this world.
Trade Authority books, written by Stuart Cowley. These illustrated books presented spaceships with technical descriptions,
Wait,
formatted like
wait a minute.
actual. His big
Wait a minute.
breakthrough came with the Terran Trade Authority books, written by Stuart Cowley. These illustrated books presented spaceships with technical descriptions, formatted like actual real-world commercial catalogs. He treated science fiction with the rigor of an industrial designer. He made the impossible look like heavy machinery you could actually touch. And it didn't take long for this distinct style to cross the English Channel.
Just look at this. This this is beautiful. And something that doesn't really get mentioned a lot with this kind of design is the ability to manipulate shapes into 3D forms like this. It's really shape design combined with technical understanding of perspective that really makes it possible to create such a compelling machinery like this. It's actually one of the things I want to practice, uh, practicing, and want to practice like doing gestural kinds of 3D forms so I can design and stuff like this in the future. Not to this technical degree, maybe a little more cartoonish, but something more akin to the design see other uses in One Piece. One Piece like the Frankie Shogun and the other and the kinds of ship designs the other likes to do.
By the late 70s, the French magazine Métal Hurlant and its American counterpart Heavy Metal were shattering all the rules of adult comic books. McKie found the ultimate canvas here for his storytelling. Within these pages, his comic masterpiece was born, so beautiful, so dangerous. Here, McKie wasn't just illustrating, he was writing an irreverent, psychedelic, and profoundly original sci-fi satire. At its core, So Beautiful, So Dangerous is a cosmic fever dream. It tracks the surreal, often whimsical misadventure.
You had to be a madman to doing comic books in this kind of potentially matter. Just you know how you know anything about the manga industry and how crushing those deadlines are and when they just do and when they only do and without color this page designs doing this kind of work must be insane. Even in this monthly magazine, like you got you got in this just thinking about the kind just thinking about the kind of crunch you had to get into to do this quality level for each panels. It must for each panel is stressing me out.
Adventures of a truly bizarre cast. A green alien named Sisyphus, a towering robot named Titan,
Sorry.
cosmic feeding an irreverent, psychedelic, and profoundly original sci-fi satire. At its core, so beautiful, so dangerous, is a cosmic fever dream. It tracks the Within these pages, his comic masterpiece was born. So beautiful, so dangerous. Here, McKie wasn't just illustrating, he was
I turned this into a series or just a one shot then. It is a one shot then I can understand doing this kind of artwork even inside the pages, but it is something modeling.
writing an irreverent, psychedelic, and profoundly original sci-fi satire. At its core, so beautiful, so dangerous, is a cosmic fever dream. It tracks the surreal, often whimsical misadventures of a truly bizarre cast. A green alien named Sisyphus, a towering robot named Titan, and, in classic late 70s fashion, a neurotic character who looks suspiciously like Woody Allen. Together, they drift through a universe packed with absurd
Be honest.
civilizations and heavy existential questions. McKie brilliantly weaponized dry humor to mask deep philosophical musings, turning a chaotic space odyssey into a profound reflection on the sheer absurdity of existence and humanity's fragile place in the cosmos. The story was so visually magnetic that when Hollywood decided to produce the 1981 animated film Heavy Metal, McKie's segment became one of the anchors of the entire movie. He even worked directly on the film's production design. Seeing McKie's designs come to life on the big screen, complete with fluid animation and a heavy rock soundtrack, solidified his cult status. His aesthetic directly influenced how Western animation began approaching adult sci-fi. In the 1980s and 1990s, McKie continued painting covers for American
Look at that. That is beautiful. Ah, love, love that.
British and European publishers, often in his classic style. His cover for the Isaac Asimov and Martin Harry Greenberg anthology is a prime example.
Isaac Asimov. Just take a moment to appreciate this nice shape designs right here. Dynamic. It's not just the. It's not just. It's not the brush. It's just not the lighting and and air effects that makes this dynamic. Like I said before, it's also the shapes. Like the shapes, the shape looks like it's pushing the it's pushing the ship in this direction. The shape is also contributing to the direction the shape is going to the composition. Uh, Look at that. Oh, that's nice. This Yeah, this is the kind of futuristic artwork I like to see.
But McKie also showcased entirely different approaches, featuring human figures in the foreground, as in his 1989 cover for Eric Frank Russell's Next of Kin, depicting a man wrestling with
I will admit, I'm not a big fan of this kind of this kind of painterly, this kind of how do I put this kind of shading style for human and for characters, human figures, but it really works well with backgrounds and for that. I like more like the kings on Alex Ross and JC Lion Durkin style paintings. Uh, I'm not saying it looks bad. It just says it doesn't click with me. But it looks good. It looks really good.
The humanoid reptile, and familiar objects, as in his cover for Richard Condon's Emperor of America, a simple painting of an elaborate crown resting on the back of a chair.
Emperor America. Wonder is that like a st- I wonder is that like science fiction or is it like some sort of commentary on the president? Think about it. Is it what it was?
Humanoid reptile, and familiar objects, as in his cover for Richard Condon's Emperor of America,
No, he didn't
a
say.
simple painting of an elaborate crown resting on the back of a chair.
And it really is just and it really is powerful. Like it's like they say, sometimes less is more. I- For the title of the book and what I assume what they're trying to, there is no more accomplished or entertaining satire. It's a satire. It's yeah, it's a satire of the president of the United States. And for what it's about is really a power. It's really it's just a simple concept, but it's just a but it really sends a powerful message regarding what this book is trying to say.
Throughout his career, Angus McKie proved that comics and paperback illustrations were not lesser art forms. His technical meticulousness left a mark on video game art directors, filmmakers, and a new generation of digital illustrators.
Yeah, yeah, I can see this. I can see this kind of influence all over the place. Places like maybe Mass Effect, and places like maybe Max Effect, or like one other. I will never really play Mass Effect, but I see images from the video game. Um, hmm, let's see. Do I see something like this picture right here is very Star Wars like, except for the astronauts that look more like Space Odyssey. But this background, this architecture back here is really Star Wars like. Like I played the Old Republic like very briefly. I didn't finish the game, but maybe I should go back and finish the Old Republic.
Angus McKie
Yeah,
taught us that the
yeah. This kind, I love this.
Angus
This kind of perspective, this kind of urban future is the kind of stuff I'd like to see. See, like we don't see like it's colorful. It's not gray. It's not like it's not gray or oppressive. It's not. Is it- you want to live here? You literally would like to live in a place like this. It's not the kind of. It's not. And as you see these images, you say this is the you think this is what the future could be like, and you make you well, yes, I want to live there, even though even if this kind of stuff is possible, realistically, you won't be able. To, and maybe if it's something that's so far off in the future, you won't live to see it, but it makes you work to do something like this.
McKie taught us that the future doesn't have to be sterile or monochromatic. He
Exactly what I said.
gifted us a vibrant tomorrow,
At least what I tried to say.
full of mystery and impeccable design that still looks remarkably modern today, decades later. Whether you are an illustrator, a comic lover, or simply someone who appreciates great art, McKie's portfolio is a mandatory
That's
stop
me.
to train your artistic eye.
Ese. Um, Let's see. There's more. Uh, ooh, that was great. That was a great exhibit of artwork. I think I found a new favorite artist to hoard his or to hoard his artwork for the from the internet. Internet. And just yeah. All right, guys, you watched to the end. Thank you so much for accompanying me. And sorry, I didn't make a lot of sense of what I said. All of I said, I'm still new in this, but if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And remember, I leave a link to our show there and then the link down and then the description down below. And and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.